Headlines are screaming that the blue U.S. passport is dead. They are saying you will need a smartphone app to leave the country. They are saying Americans are now banned from Europe without a visa. And they are telling you that your carry-on bag is no longer allowed in the cabin. There is so much fear-mongering out there right now. There is so much noise. And most of it? It is complete garbage designed to scare you. Today, I am cutting through the noise. I dug into the official State Department regulations, the new European Union border laws, and the 2026 airline contract of carriage. I am going to tell you exactly what is fact and what is a total lie. Is your passport good enough to fly this year? Let's find out. Let's start with the biggest rumor that is panicking seniors all over the country, the rumor that the paper passport is dead. You now need a digital ID or a smartphone app to board international flights. I have seen emails circulating saying that if you don't have the customs app or a digital wallet, you cannot fly. The reality check is that this is false. Let me be crystal clear. Your physical blue paper U.S. passport book is still the gold standard of travel documents. It is the only document required by international treaty to enter a foreign country. No airline and no government in 2026 has banned the physical book. So, where does this rumor come from? It comes from optional efficiency. Airports are rolling out digital ID lanes. States are rolling out mobile driver's licenses on your iPhone. These allow you to move through the line faster. But they are optional. If you are not comfortable putting your ID on your phone, or if you don't own a smartphone, you can still travel. You just stand in the regular line. Do not let anyone tell you that you must digitize your identity to go on vacation. However, there is one digital change that is real. It is how you renew the book. The State Department has fully shifted focus to online renewal. The days of mailing in a check and a paper form are ending for simple renewals. In 2026, the online portal is the primary method. If you try to do it the old way via mail, we are seeing processing times that are double or triple the online speed. So, keep the paper book, but use the computer to get it. This is the one causing the most anger. Americans can no longer just fly to Paris or Rome. We now need a visa, just like going to China or Russia. We are being banned. I hear people saying, "I'm not going to Europe if I have to apply for permission." This is mostly false. You are not being banned. And strictly speaking, it is not a visa. It is called ETIAS, the European Travel Information and Authorization System. It is a security pre-screening. For the last 30 years, we could just show up in Europe unannounced. Now, Europe wants to know who is coming before they land. It costs 20 euros, about $23. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to fill out online. And once you have it, it is valid for 3 years. So why is there so much panic? Because of the scammers. This is the trap I need you to hear. If you go to Google and search apply for ETIAS, the first 5 results are scam websites. They look official. They have the European flag. They have blue backgrounds. But they will charge you $80 or $100 or $200 for a document that only costs $23. Or worse, they will take your passport number and your credit card. Only use the official website ending in .europa.eu. If they ask for more than 20 euros, close the browser immediately. This next one is tricky because it confuses 90% of travelers who don't know. The rumor is my passport says it expires on July 10th, 2026. That means I can travel until July 9th, 2026. It makes sense, right? It's like a carton of milk. It's good until the date printed. The reality check is that this is dangerously false. In the eyes of international travel, your passport dies 6 months before the date printed on the picture page. This is called the 6-month validity rule. Most of Europe, most of Asia, and many parts of South America enforce this strictly. If your trip is in March 2026 and your passport expires in July 2026, you have 4 months of validity left, but the airline computer will deny you boarding because these countries want to ensure that if you get sick or stuck or injured and you have to stay longer than planned, you won't have an expired document while you are inside their borders. They require a 6-month buffer beyond your planned date of departure. Look at your passport right now. If it expires anytime in 2026, do not book an international trip without renewing it first. Treat the expiration date as dead. May 7th was the final deadline for Real ID. They said you don't have to worry about it for domestic flights. But honestly, it is a huge risk flying without the golden star. Airports are installing the new scanners, and TSA agents are being trained on the new standards. The Real ID compliant enforcement is here. If your driver's license does not have the star in the top right corner, it is not a Real ID. In 2026, relying on a non-compliant license to fly from New York to Florida is a gamble. You might get a lenient agent, or you might get a strict one who follows the letter of the law. If you don't have the star, you have a simple solution. Bring your passport. Yes, even for domestic flights. Or get the passport card. It fits in your wallet like a license, it's cheaper than the book, and it's valid for domestic flights. Don't be the person arguing with a federal agent at 6 in the morning because you thought Real ID was a joke. The government is slow, but eventually, they always close the gate. This rumor is attacking your wallet. The rumor is airlines are banning overhead bags for everyone to save fuel. The reality check? This is partially true. They aren't banning them for safety. They are banning them for money. It's called basic economy. In 2026, almost every major airline Delta, United, American, JetBlue, has a ticket class that includes 0 overhead bin space. When you book on a third-party site like Expedia or Kayak, you see the cheapest price, but you actually bought a basic ticket. You get to the gate, you have your standard rollerboard carry-on, the agent scans your pass, and a loud beep goes off. Group 5, no bags allowed. They stop you, they take your bag, and they force you to gate check it. But because you didn't pay for it online, they charge you the gate price. That can be $65 or more each way. Suddenly, your cheap ticket is $130 more expensive. And the worst part? You have to do the walk of shame while everyone waits for you to pay. Always read the fare class code. If it says basic, assume you cannot use the overhead bin. If you need a bag, pay for the main cabin upgrade before you get to the airport. It is always cheaper to pay online than to pay at the gate. Finally, here's a reality that almost nobody is talking about, but you really need to know for your privacy. The rumor is, they are taking pictures of my face to track me. The reality check? This is true. It's called biometric exit. When you leave the USA on an international flight in 2026, you might notice something strange at the gate. There is no agent scanning your boarding pass. There's just a camera on a stick. You walk up, it scans your face, the gate opens, and you board. You never showed your passport. You never showed your ticket. Your face is your boarding pass. The system matches your live face to the photo on file from your passport database. It is incredibly fast, and honestly, it's incredibly efficient. But some people find it creepy. If you're one of those people, you need to know your rights. You can opt out. As of right now, U.S. citizens can tell the agent, I opt out of biometrics. They are required to manually scan your boarding pass and passport. But be warned, they will not be happy about it. It slows down the line, and they might huff and puff. But it is your right. If you don't speak up, your face will be scanned. That is the default now. The next time you fly, your plane ticket might not be enough to get you past the airport doors. Starting February 1st, millions of travelers are going to get hit with a surprise fee they've never heard of. It's called TSA Confirm ID. And if you don't have the right ID, the TSA will charge you $45 just to prove you are who you say you are. No refund, no exceptions, no flight. Most people think this won't affect them. But the Real ID deadline passed, and the TSA has already confirmed that millions of Americans still don't have a compliant ID. Meaning, this fee is about to hit way more people than anyone realizes. And today, I'm going to show you exactly who has to pay, how to avoid getting stranded, and the single document that makes this new rule completely irrelevant. Let's break it down. For almost 2 decades, if you showed up to the airport without your ID, the TSA would help you out. They'd verify your identity for free using a form, a few questions, and a database check. It wasn't fast, but it worked, and it didn't cost you $1. But the TSA has officially replaced that old system with something new. It's called Confirm ID, and it moves identity verification off the shoulders of human officers and into an automated DHS system. It's essentially a self-service background check, except you pay for it. The biggest shock? When the TSA first proposed the fee, it was $18. Quietly, without any major announcement, it jumped to $45. And it applies to anyone who forgot their ID, lost their wallet, had their license stolen, only carries a non-compliant ID, has an expired real ID, or has an ID the scanner can't read. If your ID doesn't meet Real ID standards or the system can't verify you instantly, you pay. And this is where the traps begin. Here's the part no traveler expects. Once you pay the $45, you're not guaranteed a flight. If the system fails to verify your identity, and yes, false negatives do happen, the TSA keeps your money. You stay at the airport and you miss your flight. There is no appeal process. There is no supervisor override. There is no refund. It's a paid attempt, not a paid verification. And this is why so many travel experts are calling Confirm ID a soft penalty for anyone who isn't Real ID ready. Even worse, the $45 fee doesn't cover your entire trip. It covers one direction. If your round trip is longer than 10 days and you still don't have a real ID or a passport, you'll pay another $45 just to fly back home. Families of 4? That's $360 in unexpected fees, just because someone forgot a wallet or didn't upgrade an ID in time. TSA isn't calling it a fine, but functionally, that's exactly what it is. Let's make this worse. Most Confirm ID kiosks only accept cards. Some airports are already rolling out cashless security lanes, meaning that if your card isn't working, you're done. You miss your flight over a payment issue. And yes, TSA's own documents confirm that travelers will be directed to pay.gov to complete the transaction. Picture this. You're late. You're stressed. Your flight boards in 22 minutes. And before you can even reach the conveyor belt, you have to pull out your phone, create a pay.gov account, type your card number, wait for confirmation. It's a traveler's nightmare disguised as an upgrade. There are only two foolproof ways to avoid this new rule entirely. The first is the obvious one, a real ID with the star in the corner. But here's the catch most people miss. States are still reporting delays, long appointment wait times, and backlogs. Many Americans simply aren't going to have their real ID in time. Which brings us to the second, and far better, solution. Use your US passport instead. A passport instantly bypasses the Confirm ID process. No fee, no deadline, no kiosk, no 10-day timer. It is the most powerful form of ID you can carry for domestic travel. Even a passport card works, and costs less than a full passport book. If you want a 100% guarantee you'll never pay this $45 fee, a passport is the safest move. Yes, Apple Wallet and state digital IDs are rolling out across the United States. And yeah, some airports accept them. But here's where travelers get burned. Not every TSA checkpoint is equipped for digital IDs. Not every airline station is synced. And if your phone dies, cracks, or fails to load the QR token, you're back at the Confirm ID kiosk paying $45. Digital IDs are convenient, but they are not foolproof. If you rely on one, always carry a backup physical ID so you don't get rerouted into the fee lane. Here's something most travelers don't understand. Confirm ID wasn't really designed for forgetful passengers. It was built for security. The TSA has repeatedly said that the old manual verification system was resource-intensive, vulnerable to human error, and inconsistent across airports. Agents in different states used different procedures, asked different questions, and relied on different databases. Confirm ID creates a uniform national standard, shifting the entire identity verification burden into DHS systems. From a security standpoint, it makes sense. From a passenger standpoint, it means your ID mistakes are now expensive. This new system is part of the broader post-Real ID transition, a long-term push toward automated centralized digital identity verification. And Confirm ID is just the first step. If you found this helpful, share it with someone who flies soon, especially in February. Millions of people are about to get blindsided by this rule, and you don't have to be one of them. Subscribe for more 2026 travel updates and check the description. I've linked a full Real ID checklist so you know exactly what to fix before your next trip.